Rihanna, it's your dad calling. I hope this is a good time for you. Can we talk for a bit? I have something to ask you.
Oh, hey Dad. What's going on? We just had some dinner a while ago. We're just watching some TV right now. Is everything okay with you? You sound a little tense over the phone.
No, it's nothing bad. Don't worry. I just wanted to ask you something about your plans. Are you and David staying in tomorrow? It's Friday, and I was hoping you might be around at home.
Yeah, we are. David came back today for a meeting on Monday. He's been working on the East Coast for that project, you know. He said he needed a break from all the stress and pressure. He's flying back on Tuesday morning.
I see. Well, I was wondering if I could drop by tomorrow and see you guys. I know you want to spend some quality time with him, but I really miss him too. Just for an hour or so, maybe. I won't stay long.
Are you coming alone? I mean, do I need to make lunch for you? Or do you have other plans?
Yeah, just me. And thanks, that's very kind of you. Well, listen, don't tell your mom, okay? She doesn't know David is back. He can't stand it when she gets all clingy and fusses over him. He made me promise not to tell her.
Yeah, I know what you mean. He made me promise the same thing. He doesn't want her to worry or interfere.
Yeah, well, I had to lie to her. I told her I had an old friend in town and I was going to have lunch with him. I feel awful lying to her, but I don't have a choice. Actually, I do have a friend, so it's not a complete lie. You get me?
Oh, okay. That's good. I'll talk to David later and make sure we're on the same page, just in case. You never know when she might call or show up.
Yeah, good idea. Better safe than sorry, right? Okay, so I'll meet my friend in the morning and then I'll head over to your place. How about 1 p.m.? Is that good for you guys?
Yeah, sure. That works for us. I'll have lunch ready for you. You must be looking forward to seeing your son. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, I really am. Okay, Rihanna. See you tomorrow. Take care.
Hello? Rihanna, are you there? Pick up the phone, would you, please? I have something important to tell you. I want you to clean the house tomorrow, and I won't take no for an answer. So, what I want you to do is take the day off from work and drive over here at noon or so. Please start with the living room. It needs a good vacuuming. It's so dusty and dirty.
Excuse me? This is all kind of sudden, isn't it? You can't just call me out of the blue and ask me to do that. I already have plans for tomorrow.
I said, no excuses. You have your car, right? You can drive here easily. Pick up some floor cleaners on your way here, would you? We're out of it. After you're done cleaning, I need you to go out and do some grocery shopping for me. I have to replenish some big item stuff, a case of bottled water and a case of canned soup. I've got a whole list here, and you know I have a bad back, so help me out here, would you? It's not too much to ask.
I'm sorry, but I just can't make it tomorrow. I already made an important appointment. I really can't change it. It's something I've been looking forward to for a long time.
What did I just say? I said I will not take no for an answer. Besides, what's more important than helping your husband's mother when she's in trouble? You better get your priorities straight, Rihanna. You should be more respectful and grateful to me.
Well, my priority tomorrow is that I have an important schedule that I cannot change, no matter what. I'm afraid you're going to have to take that no for an answer. End of story. But I'm willing to help you out on another day. Maybe next week or something. But as for tomorrow, it's not going to happen. I'm really sorry about that.
I'm just asking you to do a little cleaning and shopping for me, for Pete's sake. That's the least you can do for your mother. You know, I can't do it myself. I'm old and frail. You should be more caring and helpful.
Mom, where do you think I live? You're at least an hour and a half drive away. I can't just pop over there and do the cleaning and shopping and pop back home again. It would take the entire day. And I have other things to do. You can't expect me to drop everything and come running to you.
Am I hearing you right? What's an hour and a half drive anyway? That's nothing. You're just lazy and selfish. You know what people call women like you? They call people like you foot draggers. A lazy bum is what you are. I just cannot understand why David even married you. How can you act this way towards your mother-in-law? You should be ashamed of yourself.
No matter what you say, I am not changing my schedule, and that's that. No further discussion required. Goodbye. I'm hanging up now. Don't call me again until you calm down.
Good morning to you, my darling. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, Dad. Thanks for asking. How about you?
Yeah, not too bad. Just finished meeting with my friend. We had a nice chat. I'm on my way there now. I should get there in about 20 minutes if the traffic is not too bad. No change of plans, I hope. You're still expecting me, right?
No changes, Dad. Don't worry. We're looking forward to seeing you. Just be careful driving over here. The traffic seems a bit heavy today. There might be some delays. No need to pick up anything on the way. We're all set for lunch. I've prepared something special for you.
Rihanna, where the hell are you? I thought you would be cleaning the living room about now. I always knew you were lazy, but I didn't realize you were this much of a good-for-nothing slacker. I waited all morning for you. I never thought you would defy me so blatantly. There are consequences for your insubordinate attitude. You do realize that. I hope the living room still needs vacuuming. And you still have to pick up all those items at the grocery store. The store is not going to be open all night. I want this done today. This is the job of the daughter-in-law. You must get over here right this minute and get to work. I want you here in 30 minutes. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You hear me, Rihanna? There will be consequences if you disobey me. As punishment for defying me and not showing up as I asked, you are going to have to prepare dinner tonight too. And I'm not talking about slapping a ham and cheese sandwich together. A proper dinner. You got that?
Mom, are you finished? You were going on, and I couldn't get a text in edgewise. I thought I told you I wasn't going over there. I have another important appointment that I cannot cancel. I thought you understood.
And I thought I told you to give your mother-in-law priority above all others, didn't I?
I said my answer was no, and I wanted no further discussion about it. What is so hard to understand about that?
You really are one cheeky woman, Rihanna. And to think that my dear son, my precious David, married you. What on earth was he thinking? You were just a deadbeat wife. You know what, Rihanna? I want you to divorce my son and disappear from our family forever. That's what I want from you.
Mom, I would refrain from such name-calling if I were you. It's not as if we're simply talking face-to-face. All this is recorded and saved.
Name-calling, huh? I'm being kind. I have worse things I want to call you, but I'm holding back. Besides, what I'm doing is providing discipline to a disobedient daughter-in-law. That's what I'm doing. If a name is called on occasion, it's for your own good.
Okay, whatever. But I should tell you that your husband is furious.
My husband? What are you talking about? He's not even here today. He's off meeting some old friend that's in town.
Selma, What is wrong with you? What is this all about, for God's sake? I wish you would put a stop to all of this. Why do you have to treat Rihanna so horribly? What did she ever do to you?
That you, Samuel? What is this? Why are you texting me?
I'm over here at Rihanna and David's place right now, and she showed me what you've been saying to her. What is this? A lazy deadbeat wife? Really? How could you say such things to Rihanna?
What? You're at David's place now? Why?
David came back for a few days. Apparently he has a meeting at the office on Monday. He wanted to spend time with Rihanna over the weekend. I heard he was here, so on my way back from meeting my friend, I stopped in to say hello.
Pardon me? David is back. He's home now. Why didn't anybody tell me what was going on here? This is the first I've heard of all this.
Yeah, of course you haven't. I kept it from you. I didn't want you to know.
If only you had told me, I would have gone with you today. How could you not tell me, Samuel? If I had known, I could have gone over there and provided Rihanna with the discipline that she needed to become a better housewife. Why didn't you tell me, Samuel?
You want to know why I didn't tell you, dear? That's because David asked me not to tell you.
Huh? What? David asked you not to tell me? How can that be? Why would he do a thing like that?
You really don't get it, do you, Sama? Don't you see what you're doing?
Get what? What are you talking about? What do I not get, Samuel?
It's the fact that David is keeping his distance from you. He's avoiding having to deal with you.
Keeping his distance? Did he say that? That he wants to avoid dealing with me, huh? But why? I don't believe you, Samuel. Why would my dear son want to avoid me, his own mother? I brought him up. I adored and doted on him. Since he was just a baby, I devoted my life to my son. How could such dedication and love not get through to him? How could he not feel the love I feel towards him?
That's exactly what he finds intolerable, that fanatical devotion you have towards him. But is it really love? Isn't it just arrogance? A form of narcissism? I really wish you would wake up and smell the coffee.
How dare you say that to me, Samuel? How about you? What have you done? Tell me, Samuel, as a father, what have you done for David that was so great? Did you shower him with love like I have all these years?
As David's father, I think I've done what's necessary. I know that I am always here for him when he needs me. And I would do anything for him if asked.
Pardon me? That's all? That you're there for him? I could say the same.
Well, let me give you 2 examples of what I mean. The first example is David introducing me to his best friend, an old classmate of his from college.
Excuse me? His best friend? What's that have to do with anything?
It has everything to do with it, Sama. His best friend Daniel. You know Daniel, right?
Wait, Daniel. What are you talking about, Daniel? He's that parentless boy. That orphan. That Daniel. I told him not to associate with him. He is not of our caliber.
That's the one. You do remember him, don't you?
How could he be David's best friend? You must be mistaken. You know that people like that, kids who grow up without parents, don't amount to much.
Well, that Daniel that you so abhor, he's currently the CEO of a major corporation. A corporation that generates over $1 billion a year.
No, that can't be. Not that orphan.
He graduated from a top university all on his own. Finished at the top of his class. Right after he graduated, he started his own company and in no time built it into what it is today. When David first met him, He told me that he knew Daniel would go far, that he would succeed beyond anyone's wildest dreams. And he was right. Unlike you, David has a good eye for people. He knew Daniel would make a name for himself someday. He had no doubt in his mind.
That Daniel, that parentless young man, he runs a $1 billion company? And he's the CEO of this company? Are you serious?
In the second example, this concerns Rihanna, David's wife and your daughter-in-law. David introduced me to her 2 years before they even got married. He told me that he was in love with her and was seriously thinking about marrying her.
He introduced you 2 years before they got married?
That's right. At the time, he told me he was going to introduce you to Rihanna right before getting married. As I recall, it was like 2 or 3 months before, wasn't it? He was sure you'd kick up a fuss and would totally reject the marriage outright.
Is that why he rejected the nice woman that I was going to introduce to him back then? It was because he was already going out with Rihanna? He was already planning to marry her? Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying. And who was this woman you were going to introduce him to anyways?
You know her too. It's Sandy from when he was in high school. You remember her.
Wait a second. Salma, that's Sandy? Are you out of your mind?
Why are you so shocked? I worked with her at the mall. She's so nice, very energetic and friendly. She would have been perfect for David. Did you know that their father is a company president? Sandy is much more suited for David than Rihanna. Wasn't her father just some company clerk or something? I never really asked her.
You're forgetting one thing, Salma. I heard that this Sandy has 3 kids and she's not even married, for God's sakes. On top of that, they aren't even sure who the father is. And you wanted David to marry this girl?
But, pardon me, where did you hear that?
Not only does she have 3 kids, she's been divorced twice. I heard that her parents are so fed up that they're not even talking anymore.
Is that true? You're not making that up, are you? I had no idea.
Everybody knows everybody around the area. Where have you been? I'm surprised one of your lady friends wasn't gossiping about it. Your discriminatory views are apparent, Salma. You only look at things superficially.
How could you say that? Are you saying that I'm prejudiced? That was not my intention.
I'm so glad that David has an eye for people. He knows good people when he sees them. If we had left it up to you to decide who David should marry, I'm sure he would have suffered the consequences. I'm glad he defied you and made his own decisions. His life would have been very different.
I thought only of his happiness, and I supposed it was the best for him. That's all.
We really got off track, haven't we? I suspected that you probably had ill will towards Rihanna and probably called her a name or two, but this... Are you serious, Salma? How could you call her such despicable names?
Like I was saying, this was merely part of disciplining her. She'll never be a good housewife if she's not taught proper manners.
A lazy deadbeat wife is going a little too far, isn't it? You come off as a hateful bully is all. David is standing right here next to me. He's in total agreement. You've gone too far, Salma.
No, this can't be. David wouldn't feel that way toward me. I'm going to head home pretty soon. You will be home, I hope.
We need to sit down and talk, Salma. We need to discuss our future.
Discuss our future? What are you talking about?
10 years ago, I was forced to accept defeat because of your reaction, your total hysteria. But this time I've had it. There are just too many complications involved this time. I cannot ignore it any longer. Unlike 10 years ago, my mind is set. There is no one who is going to change my mind. You can become enraged all you want. My decision is final.
Huh? What do you mean, final? Are you serious, Samuel? Brianna, where are you? Where did you disappear to, for Pete's sake? I want you to reply right this second. This is an emergency. Where have you gone? Why are you not answering me?
Hello, Mother. What can I do for you? You seem kind of upset. Is something wrong? Did something happen?
There's nobody here. Where have you disappeared to? I came to your house, and there's no sign of you or David. Where are you hiding?
Oh, I see what this is about. So you did go to our house. Samuel was right after all. He advised us to move out as soon as possible. I was a little reluctant at first, but he was right after all. I'm glad I took his advice. We're much happier now.
My husband's advice? What are you talking about? What do you mean you moved out? Where did you go?
No, Salma. He's no longer your husband. He divorced you, remember? He couldn't stand your meddling and your obsession with David. He told you to leave us alone, but you didn't listen.
Shut your mouth, you young lady. This is all his fault and Samuel's fault. He just could not comprehend the love and consideration that I devoted to David. Unlike my husband, I was always thinking of my precious son. But David will come around one day. I know it. He'll look back and understand all that I did for him. He'll appreciate me more than you.
I see you have not come to grips with what you did, have you? After that harsh condemnation that Samuel gave you, and you still don't understand. What more do we have to do to make you see? You drove David away with your constant interference and your unreasonable demands. You made him miserable and unhappy.
What do you mean? You've no right to lecture me. You've only been with David for 3 or 4 years. I brought him into this world and raised him to be the man he is. You will never understand the bond. The almost 30 years that I spent with him. It's a never-ending eternal bond. You can never break it.
It was David, your devoted son, that suggested that we move and relocate. More accurately, he made the decision to take me to his current place of employment. He put in a transfer to the position back east. He wants to make it permanent, and the company agreed. He said he wanted to start a new life with me, away from you.
You're moving there? To his current office? Seriously? What about your own job? Did you quit? How can you just leave everything behind?
No, of course not. I was permitted to work remotely, so I can work from anywhere now. Very convenient, actually. I don't have to leave anything behind. I can keep my job and be with David at the same time.
I see. Well, then I will pack some things and be over there by the end of the week. I'll find out where you are and I'll come to see you. I'm sure David will be happy to see me.
I don't think so, Salma. The address over here is not the one you were told was a company dorm. We found a more permanent place. A place that you don't know about.
What? You found a new place already? Where is this new place? How can you keep this from me? I'm your mother, so I have a right to know.
I'm sorry, but I'm not permitted to divulge that information. After all, we moved in order to get away from you. So why would we tell you? You're the reason we left. We don't want to see you.
You're lying to pull David and me apart. You want to ruin our relationship and take him away from me, right?
All I'm doing is obeying David's requests. As his wife, I have to obey his every command, right? Isn't that what you always told me? That I should do whatever he says and make him happy? Well, that's what I'm doing. He says he doesn't want to see you and he wants to cut you off.
I can't believe that David would never do that. You're lying to me, David will tell me. I'm sure of it. He loves me, so he'll call me and tell me where it is.
Okay, whatever. Think how you like. I really don't care if you believe me or not, to be honest. But if you continue to disregard David's feelings, if you continue to deny reality, I'm afraid you'll never see your son again. He's done with you. He's moved on, and so have I.
Pardon me? Not see my David ever again? How dare you say that to me?
There is nothing further for me to say to you, so maybe we can cut it short.
What do you say?
Goodbye. I'm hanging up now. Don't call me again until you change your attitude.
Wait, don't cut me off. What do you mean? I won't ever see my son again? Don't you dare cut me off. You'll regret this, Rihanna. You'll pay for this.
After all, Salma refused to face the truth. No matter how we pleaded, how we reasoned, she wouldn't listen. David was done with her. Her obsessive love for him had pushed him away. But she was blind to it. She loved him too much to let him go. David tried everything to make her see his point of view. He talked to her, he wrote to her, and he even begged her, but nothing worked. He came to us, his father and me, for help. He still loved her. She was his mother, after all. He wanted to fix things, to keep the family together. But it was too late. His parents divorced. He breathed a sigh of relief, telling me one night over dinner, "It's over." He looked calm, serene. His father was the same. He apologized for the delay, for the pain he caused us. He wished he had left her sooner. Maybe then things would have been different. Maybe then I wouldn't have suffered so much. And what about Salma? Well, I heard a rumor, and don't take it too seriously, but it seems she found a new toy, a young man who resembles David. She spent all her money on him, the money she got from the divorce. She ignored all the warnings, all the advice. She threw away everything for him. That's how she is, stubborn and reckless. She never knows when to stop. Maybe that's why she lost it all. And do I feel sorry for her? But for me, no, I don't. And I doubt she would want my help anyway.